I'm Kevin Pelton.
I'm Tristan Carcino.
I'm Chris Smith.
And I'm Randy Cote.
And we're talking taco time.
Fresh, fresh, delicious.
And we are joined this time. I can't say this week because it's been like 9 months since we've recorded.
This trimester.
By Randy's compatriot on the tour to Taco Time, which we will discuss later in this pod. Please welcome Colden Cullen.
Hello, it's great to be here. Thank you for having me. Long-time listener, first-time caller.
There you go. We start off, though, with breaking news. We are I guarantee it, the only podcast that has had multiple emergency pods about the taco burger.
There we go.
At Taco Time Northwest.
Check the Marine Layer podcast.
Because it is back as of Tuesday. And have all of us had it today? Tristan, did you have it?
Absolutely, I did.
Oh, yeah.
Checking in, yes. Even Colton had it.
That's true.
5 for 5 here. All right. Who wants to start us off here with thoughts on the return of the taco
I guess
burger?
There's a question. We know that the rest of us have had the taco burger before. Colton, have you had a taco burger before today?
No, today was my first experience. It was
Well-
Maiden voyage.
We should start there.
Yeah.
Like, did you even have one back in the day? The old 1.0 taco burger?
no, this was literally my
Okay.
first ever burger of taco. I was very impressed, I will say. I don't really know. I didn't know anything about what I was getting into. Randy didn't give me any context. He just he frantically texted me this morning and he's like, "Hey man."
Everything is right condensed into the words taco and burger.
Yeah, exactly. He was like, "Hey man, there's this taco burger thing. We should do that for lunch." And I was like, "Great, love that." Yes, we did. We got one of the chicken, one of the beef, and we split them both. And yeah, I mean, it was a lot more taco and a lot less burger than I was expecting, but I think that's good. I think I would just describe it as if sometimes you get a taco and they ask if you want it on like a flour or corn tortilla, and this would be like if you're like, "Fuck that, give it to me on a hamburger bun," right? Like that's basically what it
Yes.
is, right?
Mhm.
And it's fantastic. I think it works exactly as described, and I had a very positive experience.
I mean, the Thousand Island is key too. But yeah, the brioche bun really the star of the
Okay.
show.
Wow,
Okay.
Randy, do you have hot
Here we
Thousand
go.
Island takes? I feel like Randy's coming in.
I
right
texted,
no.
I texted this group a picture of the burgers to be like, mission accomplished, whatever. And I said I had takes. I don't think we got Thousand Island today on this burger.
What? I
Yeah.
did.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so
I know
and
I
that,
did.
and that was the old one. And we got it, and it was either just like ranch or just straight up mayonnaise.
I think it was mayo because it didn't taste like ranch.
Yeah, and so it was like just a little there, just the lightest amount of maybe mayo. And I said,
Can you screen cap this, Kevin?
So I was like, well, that's interesting. And I didn't in the moment go and click around and see are they doing something different, whatever, until an hour later when I saw their official post, you should go have one for lunch. And of course I was like, joke's on you, Taco Time. I already did. And it talked about the Thousand Island, which was very just not evident. And I even said to Colden when we had it, I was like, yeah, in the Thousand Island, it's a little tangy. You get a little like pickly moment, which is a little burgery. And that was not what we experienced today. But also the Interbay Taco Time was kind of going through it today at lunch. So it was the first day. So
I think there was 2 people working there.
yeah.
There.
So it was, and yeah, all the Expedia people were, trying to get their taco burger. And so, gotta give it another go in a little bit.
I
But
love the idea the Expedia people were lining up for the taco burger. We were it. I feel like
Only because the Sonic's office moved, it is no longer down the street. Otherwise, it would have been our contingent.
truly.
I don't recall like mayo even being in the
That's what I was gonna
building.
say.
So
No,
But,
that's why I was
yeah.
like, was it the white sauce? It was something because it was not nothing, but it was
could
not
have been
Thousand
just
Island.
like some regular sour cream, maybe, or
No,
Yeah.
I don't know. I felt like the texture was different. It was not like a dry taco, but it was also not like it didn't feel like it added anything of like flavored note. It was just kind of like, yeah, it's a little moist now. I don't
At
know.
first, I thought there was just nothing on it, and then I looked, and it was like, there's something here, but it's not.
That's true. I watched Randy peel lettuce off of the bun.
I'm appalled at this report that you have right
Yeah.
now.
CSI Taco Time.
I mean, I'm just being honest. Like, whatever condiment you're talking about, unless it's ranch would be fine, right?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Sour cream, possibly. It's funny that sour cream is a normal taco ingredient, American taco ingredient, but at taco time it just seems terrible. Like we're like ranch, yes, that is it.
Yes.
Whatever you had on this taco burger was incomplete as far as these taco burgers are concerned, and you still liked it, Colton.
I did, yeah. I mean, I'm excited to see what more we get. As we kind of get into our warming up period here. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. I like tacos, and
I will say, you know how the ranch has like a whipped nature to it, right? And the sour cream to a lesser degree, it was not like that. It was like it tasted like straight up mayonnaise. I wondered if anyway.
Weird.
It's so weird.
I don't think I would eat that if it had mayonnaise on it.
I mean, I'd try it.
Yeah,
but-
I'd eat it.
It's a one of a kind thing. We'll probably never get to have it again. so-
Yeah, no one else has ever had this taco burger.
That is
probably.
true.
Except all those Expedia employees.
Just lining up
They
for the
just
taco burger.
they ran out of Thousand Island. They're just like, this will do.
Fuck it,
It
mayo.
was
Yeah,
the
by
same color.
12:40,
Close
they were
enough.
out of Thousand Island.
Yeah.
Shit, send someone to Safeway and get some mayonnaise.
I did not know this information that you're saying. And it was Taco Tuesday at the Carcino household, obviously. We had white American tacos. And Marco was like, I'm thinking about putting mayonnaise on my taco. And I was like, Marco, do not do that. I was like, it would be abhorrent if you put mayonnaise on this taco. These flavors do not go together.
No, it wasn't bad.
All right.
But it was such a light touch. So
And the bun probably helps. We're used to mayonnaise and a bun.
That's a little like the old joke, in such small portions too.
Wow. Okay.
No, I mean, I thought that my taco burger 2.0 was outstanding. I don't know where you were at, Chris and Tristan.
So
did you do any
good.
customizations? Either of you?
I added corn salsa because I don't think I could eat anything without it anymore. But
we went no mods because it was his first time, right? We needed to level set.
Except for the mayo, of course.
Yeah, of course, obviously.
This one does.
I don't know where you found that one in the app. I always put pinto bean on my chicken taco burger to give it the greater consistency, to
hold
it's
everything
all
in
stick
place.
together.
Yeah.
I did pinto bean as well. I did beef. I don't know if I would do pinto bean with the chicken, but I did beef with the pinto bean and then jalapenos as well. Honestly, I eat it with the
Jalapenos
meat.
on the
Yeah.
burger.
Yeah, right on there.
That they put on.
Yes.
Or you okay. Nice.
Not to put Colden on blast, but when you walk up to the menu, it was like one price for pinto bean, and then it said beef, chicken, and then a price. And so he was like, "Oh, the beef chicken one, like beef and chicken, like commingled, is what was." And I was like, "Oh no, they're separate." And then I was like, but actually,
The
now that
dot,
you're-
the dot in the middle between the two is very small, in my defense.
yeah, it was a very small dot.
Because Randy was like, let's get one of each. And I was like, well, I only see two things up there. And one of these doesn't. Oh, well, they both sound confusing. I don't
This
know.
isn't Taco Time International where they just have meat.
Meats. Oh my God. The first time I saw that, I immediately left the building. I was like, I can't.
That's good. And burning down the place.
Comes by it honestly, folks.
Yeah. Oh, that was I learned the hard way that those are two different taco times that day.
Everybody has to learn.
By listening to the podcast
Dude.
about
That's the
I learned
easiest way
harder.
to learn about it.
by listening to my favorite podcast. No, I thought it was phenomenal though. Honestly, it was precisely the same as the previous generation of Taco Burger.
Which
kind of
was what?
my
Like
favorite.
was it last year or was it
It was,
longer?
I think it was last spring, right?
Yeah, it was a year ago.
around the same time.
I thought it was it before or after our last Chicken Caesar orbit? I can't
Hmm.
recall. But it was on either side of the Chicken Caesar.
Yeah. And when they relaunched it the last time, I think I ate 3 within like 10 minutes.
That's commitment. Anything else on the taco burger before the listener goes and checks it out?
Clearly, if anyone just drop me a line. If this mayonnaise is more than just a one-off thing, we gotta know.
Or if you want mayonnaise, go to Interbay. Let us know how it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would say it's good. Al's recommendation of getting the beans, which is something I was thinking about when I was in the middle of eating it because it was, it gets kind of messy. I was like, oh, some light beans would be nice on here to hold everything in place. And obviously, corn salsa is the shit. So I would recommend that.
So this time, when the Taco Burger 2.0 reappeared on the LTO limited time only menu at Taco Time Northwest. It was replacing what is it? The corn chowder is the winter.
Corn chowder, and they had the spicy.
That's what I was getting to, because the last time we recorded back in July, the only one of us who had had the spicy tater fries at Taco Time Northwest was Tristan, because they popped up originally at his home Fairwood location, but subsequently they went chain wide, and obviously all of us had the opportunity to try those. Chris, let's start with your thoughts.
Way spicier than I was expecting. Still not like crazy spicy. Um, Pretty good. You know, I don't get the fries too often because I'm always taking it to go, but I do like throw them right into the air fryer when I get home when I do that. So it's pretty nice. Get a start on your meal, and then you can a few minutes in, boom, hot, spicy Mexi fries ready to go.
Randy, what did you think?
So for me, that we got him, I got him in my office on day one, and we did a tasting. And I didn't know if it was a day one thing too, kind of like this mayo burger, but it was like a little. It's gonna haunt me forever.
Mayo filled.
It was like a little
Mexi
salt
fries.
bomb. It was so there was so much seasoning on it.
Mhm.
And to Chris's point, it was spicier than I expected, and the smoked paprika is what really like I think made it unique. It wasn't just spicy, there was something more to it. Really great in the ranch, obviously.
Mhm.
Like Chris, I'm not normally a Mexi fry every time kind of guy, but I got the spicy ones every single time I went for this whole time. Um, I hope that it got less seasoning as time went on, and it felt like that did happen, like they dialed it in a little bit.
For sure. Yeah, you
Yeah.
need to like mix them up a little more. Yeah, the first time I had them, it seemed like it was kind of heavy
Yeah.
on the seasoning, but
But I had one time I had there was a lot of extra season, like tons of seasoning at the bottom and those little tiny little crispy things. And I was having a tostada salad and I just dumped that whole thing in the salad. And that was
mm,
like a great,
That's genius.
yeah, good little salty, spicy moment. So yeah, no, it was good. I'm glad they did it.
So I had them a couple of times, including just last week at the Silverdale location. I'm still nowhere close to Randy, but ticked a new TTNW off my personal list on the peninsula over there. And the thing that stood out to me is that it wasn't quite the. I agree that it was spicier than I expected. It also wasn't quite the spice palette I was expecting, because it was almost a little sweeter. To me, it reminded me of sweet spicy chili Doritos. I don't know if you guys
mm.
know what those are. That's like the kind of
Purple
purple
bag, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. And I am seeing, as I search for the spice blend of sweet spicy chili Doritos, that smoked paprika is a part of that. So maybe that's a common ingredient.
I co-sign that entire analysis. Yes, it's big, spicy.
Were you more likely to, like, going forward, are you more likely to get the tater fries if they're spicy than just the regular tater fries?
Oh, I know for me, 100%. Yeah. I even like today we had them with the taco burger combo meal, and I was like, it's fine, but I gotta like mix this hot sauce with this ranch, and I gotta do, I gotta go through that whole thing. It was nice to just have a ready to go tater fry, perfectly seasoned, if not over seasoned, but we'd rather have it over seasoned. So that's my vibe.
Yeah, I would lean to getting them more often because of that. One of the last times I did though, when I visited um I don't know, it was Tumwater Taco Time or something. I had ordered the spicy, but ended up with the regular ones. But that was I ordered in person, didn't order ahead, so maybe the lady didn't hear me. But
It's a rookie mistake. Ordering
yeah,
in person with your mouth.
yeah,
Could never. No, I like that it is spicier though, because a lot of times, like if you're at Wendy's and they have spicy nuggets versus regular nuggets, and they taste kind of the same. Same with like
yeah.
McDonald's spicy, and you're like, if you're ordering the spicy thing, you should taste it, right? Like you're there, you've opted in for the spice, and that's what I like about it. Because I was a little surprised from Taco Time, because there's not. I mean, you could find spice on the menu, but base items are not particularly spicy almost anywhere. And so the first time I had it, I think is why all of us were so surprised, because it was kind of like, oh, Like Taco Time actually has something that's spicy here, and I thought it was pretty exciting. I really like. I would eat normal Mexi fries, but I wouldn't order them unless it was spicy.
I'll order them either way, so it doesn't actually change my ordering. But I definitely was inclined. Like when the spicy tater fries were on the menu, that was exclusively what I was going to order for sure. So I think a very worthy addition and something that we're going to hope to see on a regular basis as part of the LTO options, if not eventually a full-time promotion to the menu at some point in the future.
Yeah, I'm just curious how they have to have it set up because you would think this would be something that they could just do all the time. Doesn't have to be that special, but it's like then you need another tray where you're seasoning the spicy ones, and they're probably just doing them one order at a time. So maybe a little logistically not a good move to have all the time, but hopefully they did well and they can bring them back sooner than later waiting another year.
Could you imagine a chicken Caesar soft taco with spicy Mexi fries on the inside?
Oh, come on.
Just
man.
like that's your gift from me right now. Just dream fuel. Just like you're welcome.
That does sound incredible. The combination, the chicken Caesar, like you always want like flavor palette wise, right? And the chicken Caesar is so creamy, right? And you always want that like hint of spice in it. And I think the hot sauce to me, like the consistency of the hot sauce isn't quite right. You need something that's a little bit more textured to go with the chicken Caesar. So I think it'd be the perfect item.
I mean, well, they do the little chip strips and they season those. Maybe they could hit those with the spicy seasoning.
What are those called? Tortilla?
It's just like strips. They're chips.
Not bad.
Yeah.
They're not bad.
All right, well, let's get to the lead of this week's episode as we recap the Tour de Taco Time. Randy, tell us a little bit about how this came about.
So, as you may know, the listener, I have a spreadsheet, right? And yes, it had the tracker of the quest on it, but there's a second tab. It's called Talkin' Taco Time Topics. And when a vision comes to me of some dumb Taco Time thing to do, I just put it down there. Or if other people tell me things, like I've got some future stories, my sister-in-law knows the person who says they invented Crustos, and I've got to go track that down. And there was someone I was working with 5 years ago, and they said that they knew someone that had walked to every Taco Time in Seattle. And I was like, yeah, no. I think a bike ride
Walked from where? Like,
I surely starting with
I've walked to almost every Taco Time in Seattle, but it's just like you have to have a starting point.
like from one to the other. Like they did like a 30-mile walk that like
You can walk across the lower West Seattle Bridge.
yeah.
Yeah.
When
I
it's
can't
But
say
it's
I've
open.
ever done it.
So the Tour de Taco Time was born, and then obviously, right, like Colden and I met 2 years ago, and through playing hockey, and you quickly learn about people, and Taco Time, kind of comes up with me. Hey, you want to go get some Taco Time? You want to listen to Taco Time? It's just like
Wearing the shirt after all.
what? And so anyway, Colden also likes to ride a bicycle just like I do. And so it was like, well, this seems great. This seems like a great little like friendship outing.
I believe Randy texted me and asked, "What is your relationship with a bicycle?"
Oh,
What are your bicycle credentials?
Yeah, truly. Yeah.
Do you have certifications? Can anybody prove this?
Yeah.
Your relationship with the bicycle makes me think of the old SNL parody car commercial, but that's a
yikes.
different story.
I thought it was going to be what is your relationship with Taco Time? Nope.
Yeah.
a
Oh, no, we already
So
knew that.
we'd already established that
Yeah.
relationship.
Randy,
right?
Randy
That's the-
figures that out about a person right away.
Absolutely.
Like, relationship
Like, I
with the
fuck you or I
bicycle.
don't fuck with you. Okay.
Further
So, like,
along, and
Well, I don't think we got any background from Colden on his Taco Time
yeah,
credentials.
That's
come on,
true.
We
We
should
should
go
just-
through and ask the normal Taco Time questions. Maybe we'll do that after, but
Yeah,
we could start with Taco Time credentials.
yeah.
Sure.
You're-
Yeah.
you're
okay,
on the
so-
spot now, Colton.
Yeah. So I moved to the Seattle area about 10 years ago and quickly found I lived in Redmond at the time and frequently found myself over on the other side of town for like gym and stuff and stopped by that Taco Time a couple times and just kind of decided that it was exactly what I wanted. fast food Mexican food to be, or quote unquote Mexican food. But yeah, and then kind of ever since it's been a regular in my rotation. The Wallingford Taco Time was big for me for a long time because living in Ballard, anytime I go across town, I was kind of going past. I know I feel bad.
R.I.P.
Sorry, everybody. The glass box in the sky.
Chipotle, you mean?
Yeah. No, I don't. I don't mean Chipotle. Yeah, and so I mean, I'm definitely not. I would not call myself a super fan, but I enjoy Taco Time every chance that I get. Yeah, for a while it was just Randy and I would just send each other pictures of Taco Time sitting on our car seats on the way home and whatnot. My
That's
one,
what it
yeah,
does.
yeah, it's truly fantastic.
Strapped in.
The rare transplant who
I know,
came
that's what I was
here and
gonna say,
enjoys Taco Time.
I don't get why people don't like it because a lot of my friends are like, "Oh, it's just like Taco Bell but worse." I'm like, "No, I don't think you understand.
Mm.
Like you're doing this wrong, in pretty much every way." But yeah, we tolerate that. But just,
They need a severance chip for their brain that it's like you don't need to think about Taco Bell while you're at Taco Time.
that's right.
They're two different things,
It's not
two
the
different
same.
worlds.
Or
Yeah.
Mexican food also.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or any
yeah,
real
exactly.
Mexican food.
Yeah.
So this past summer, so yeah, we met in April of 2023 playing on a tournament team. And then fast forward a year to April 2024, we played on the same team in a league last summer for the same time. And so it was like, we're seeing each other more often. We would go to Taco Time after our games, right? We actually, our team had a little tailgate we had a tailgate at Taco Time. I think I mentioned on the pod as a team. Colden, it was out of the back of Colden's truck, right? So it was pretty like set that it's like, we're going to do this tour to Taco Time thing. And as some of you may know from social media, there's a Taco Time bike club or bike team. They're a competitive cycling team that Taco Time sponsors. And so I reached out to Taco Time and to the cycling team and was like, hey, can I buy one of your jerseys? Because, if we're going to do this, we're going to do it in style. And they basically said, unfortunately, no, only official members of the racing team can wear the jerseys. And I was like, totally respect that. And they said, but we'd be willing to let you borrow them they'd asked us like 3 questions of like, will you like, represent us well? Will you help cyclists along the way if they need help? And will you follow all laws? And we're like, we can do that, right?
No, they don't even care if you wash the shirt.
Yeah, that's because I thought that was going to be one of them, but
Yeah.
no, helping cyclists.
We did have the fun interaction in that Randy also asked if we could borrow bib shorts with the brand, and the guy was like, "Most people don't really." Yeah.
I wanted to look the whole part all the way, and then where it's like, yeah, that's like basically like sharing underwear with someone. So we moved on from that, and we arrived at just the shirt. So shouts to Joe Huber from the cycling team. We met up at a coffee shop, got a chat.
Is that the guy from my lawn bowling? Or was that a different guy?
Oh, I think it's a different guy. But yeah, there is some 12 people live in Seattle bullshit going on here where like someone Chris lawn bowls with is on the Taco Time cycling team. And this Joe guy who I met up with knows one of my coworkers really well because they used to work together. It was this whole just like it was meant to be, right? So anyway, so we make our plan. We're gonna meet at my house in West Seattle and go West Seattle, Rainier, Inner Bay, Shill Shoal, Lake City.
Yeah.
And this was right like the Wallingford one closed in like July, right? So that would have been on that route. It would have been between right Shill Shoal and Lake City. So we meet up September 15th, bright-eyed, bushy-tailed. We hit the road.
Well, so the reason that we ended the story the way that we did was I drove my truck to the Lake City location and left it there, with the idea being that then a buddy was going to give me a ride down to Randy's place and we'd start in West Seattle, and then kind of finish up with the vehicle there so that I could give Randy a ride home and all these things. We're not just kind of stranded in Lake City because nobody wants that. Okay, so anyway, so carry on with the story.
Oh yeah, so we go to the West Seattle one. We get crisp tacos. Great. We go down, right? You're screaming down the big hill to go take the low bridge, and the West Seattle low bridge is closed. It is closed for the weekend, apparently.
Wow.
What?
Or there was like a
Drama.
big crash
There's
the
an
night
accident.
before,
Yeah.
and it was closed or something. And so we're like, okay, great. So we're gonna go like south on West Marginal Way to cross the First Avenue Bridge. and like it's gonna add a whole bunch of miles. We have to go up Beacon Hill, like we have to do all this bullshit. But as we're realizing the West Seattle Bridge is closed, Colden gets a flat tire on his bike. So we
No.
Oh my God.
so we change a flat tire at the base of the West Seattle Bridge. It's like kind of eerily quiet because there's no traffic. It's closed. Um, we get going. We go south on West Marginal. We're going to start the detour, and maybe 5 more minutes later, it's flat again. Like Colden installed a brand new tube inside. It was a whole thing, and we're like, what do we do? There's no bike shop open. It's a Sunday, and we had to call it. We gave up right there. So we went 2.6 miles. I drove us to Lake City. We picked up Taco Time. Colden was like, I know a brewery near here. So we just like drank some beers, had some Taco Time, and we're just like, today was not the day, right? Anything I'm missing from attempt number one?
I don't think so. Yeah, I mean,
Because it was like a 10-minute bike ride.
it was a really quick bike ride. It kind of got stranded by that park in West Seattle,
Oh,
right?
yeah,
Because
yeah.
I was like there, and I had a bike that I couldn't ride, and there was like no bus nearby, and like there weren't really any Ubers around, and I didn't really want to get on an Uber with a bike. Also,
But yeah, so I rode my bike home to get a car to come pick him up. It was a whole fucking thing.
yeah, so I just sat in the parking lot for a while. It was really cool.
It was great. Okay, so fast forward, we're like, let's try again. So October 6th was the fateful day.
So for the bike nerds out there,
Oh,
who
yeah.
are wondering what had happened, some of the rim tape in my back wheel was fucked up, and so basically the tube was getting punctured from the inside of the wheel.
No.
Yeah. So brought it to a shop, JRA in Crown Hill. Love those guys.
Shouts.
Shout outs. Yeah. Got me all sorted and good to go. And so we took on Take Two.
And yeah, and Colden was like, Randy, I promise. I promise we're gonna do it this time. So what at this point, it's like we're ready to go, and our whole plan was a progressive meal. So we're gonna I think we did taco at the first one.
We did like it was like a small soft taco, didn't we do?
Yeah, we did
Yeah.
mini soft tacos at Rainier. I forget we got an Inner Bay, but then we got I think we got tater fries at Inner Bay,
That's right.
crisp burritos at Shill Shoal, and then Crustos at Lake City. So it was like one complete meal because this is happening over the course of, a few hours. And we probably could have eaten more, but also we didn't want to, I don't know, puke or whatever. So some just like along the journey, incredible weather, not a cloud in the sky. Like it was perfect. It was right before Kraken season started, so they had these giant Kraken bobbleheads sprinkled all over the city. So we were riding through the ID, and there was this giant Matty Beniers bobblehead. So we pulled over and took a picture with a Matty Beniers bobblehead. Then 2 minutes later, we got a flyover by two F-18s because it was a Seahawks home game, and so it was like 105, and there's a flyby, and we're like, this is like nothing can go wrong. We're 2 taco times down. There was a bobblehead. There's not a cloud in the sky. We just got to fly over America. Fuck yeah! Like it was just great. Again, it was October 6th, so I'm just
yeah, we know. Yeah.
and then
Understand the scene.
yeah, but no, it was super great. And if you just think about, I described it to someone as like, if you just did a Seattle bike ride. This was like a greatest hits of riding a bike in Seattle. We over the West Seattle Bridge, we took the Mountain to Sound Greenway for a second along I-90. We came down to Rizal Bridge from Beacon Hill, and you get that big view of the city. We rode along the waterfront. We went across the locks. We took the Burt Gilman Trail. You're going like under the Fremont Bridge and Gasworks and all. So even without the tacos, it was just like a greatest hits of Seattle 30-mile bike ride. Yeah, I will say, when you're wearing Taco Time bike jerseys and you walk into a Taco Time, you will get questions from people. So the crew at the different Taco Times, some of them, I think, if of the 5, maybe like 2 or 3 said something, 2 or 3 did not. It was pretty split, but it's like, hey, what's the deal with it? Like they didn't really know about like the cycling team or whatever, and we told them, we're riding to every Taco Time.
We also got stopped outside of Lumen Field because like we were kind of crossing like right before the Seahawks game started, so there's just like a ton of people there crossing First Avenue there, and like we're just kind of standing on the corner, and some people behind us like, "Those guys sponsored by Taco Time?" Like, is that Can you be sponsored by Taco Time?
We were at the corner of like First and Royal Brome,
Yeah.
and it was like a sea of people, and these drunk people just wanted to know more about our like taco. So that was pretty cool. I have some stats for kind of wrapping it up.
Of course,
So
you, yeah.
Would expect no less.
yeah, I'm going back into my screenshots here. So our total like time on bike was 2 hours and 50 minutes. We did 29.4 miles. We burned a total of I burned a total of 1,800 calories. I don't know about you.
Oh, I should check my.
You should check it. But yeah, we like 1,100 feet of elevation gain, average heart rate
Oh, wow.
146. Like we were working pretty hard, and it was I'd say the worst part where we were like, I hate my life and I want this to be over was when you turn from the Burke Gilman Trail down at like lake level and you need to get all the way up to like Lake City. And it's just a slog of an uphill. And that's when I was like, I'm good. I'm good. Everything hurts. I just want some Crestos. So no, it was a ton of fun. Good memories.
For the record, my average heart rate was 119, so I had a slightly easier ride.
Yeah, and Colden has a nicer bike than I do.
I was
So
on a real honest God road bike, not a gravel bike, which definitely added a lot.
yeah, I was putting in the work. So anyway, I think that's it. Do you guys have curiosities, questions about the tour to Taco Time? I mean, surely like Los Angeles 2028, if you're listening, you're always looking for demonstration sports. So yeah,
Oh, I will
Maybe
say
carrying the torch at some point.
that's true. Yeah, it's not a torch though; it's just a taco that's on fire.
Mhm.
Or a cactus.
Yeah, I will say I did decide early on that instead of carrying water with me, I was going to get a fountain drink at each Taco Bell and change up the drinks.
Taco
Oh,
time.
sorry, not
Oh
Taco,
my
Taco
wow.
Time. Oh no,
That's kind of a talking Taco Time
Yeah.
faux
Can we fix
pas,
that in
but
post?
we'll let it slide.
Yeah, so at each Taco Time I got a different soda, which was kind of fun and exciting because it kept me on my toes until we were coming down the Helix Bridge by Expedia, and like you have to carry your bike down the stairs, and I managed to spill like a whole cup of root beer all over myself and my bike.
I mean, this would have been really good if they still had the freestyle machines, because you could have been getting like Powerade with some like lemonade mixed in there.
Hell yeah.
I'm missing that machine lately, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah. But no, and I posted some pictures on Instagram, but like Colden just straight up had his Taco Time cup in his like water bottle holder. And so it was just giving a lot of swag, like, right?
It was super gross by the end though.
Oh yeah, I bet.
Yeah. So no, yeah, good times. Would recommend. And yeah, I was just thinking like, well, what's next? Like, there's the cycling team people. They told me that they've done similar rides, but like out long distances, like if you're going from Olympia to Centralia, and they get Taco Time on either end, but not like in as much of an urban environment, eating a ton. So I don't know. I would go. I'd do a like go around Lake Washington loop, get some Taco Time. I don't know. It was super fun, and I felt like I could just eat whatever I wanted.
That's true.
So,
We definitely did not burn off as many calories as we consumed, but it doesn't matter because it still evened out in the end.
yeah.
I definitely think there's like an east side ride you could do that's like wouldn't be
Sure.
crazy distances, but would be mostly on like rail trails and stuff. You could get a little bit more distance and a little bit less traffic and stuff. There's definitely an opportunity to expand the Tour de Taco Time to other markets.
Yeah. Yeah.
As long as those markets are within Western Washington.
That's true.
Correct.
Yes, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But the markets are very small for what it's worth. It's very niche targeted.
Or Wenatchee.
Yes.
Yeah, just go from the Wenatchee one to the East Wenatchee one.
I was gonna say, what's the one?
Or,
Is there
or
one that's
back
like
and forth.
really
Yeah.
close to the Kelso one or something? The one
We got
that-
Longview and Kelso.
yeah.
The exit that has the 2 Taco Time signs on it. Yeah. So
Just start ordering ahead at either one and see if you can outdo the employees by the time you
We did. I think we did that on between one of the legs, didn't we?
oh yeah, we were getting kind of tight on time at one point, and so we needed to do some. We did an order ahead when we left Inner Bay, and then by the time we scheduled it, knowing how long it would take us about 20-ish minutes to ride up to Shoal Shoal. And so yeah, we definitely did that one. But definitely tried to burn through the gift card at the in-person. When else was I going to in-person order other than
yeah.
so
And today.
and today? Yeah. So there you have it. It was a time. It was
There was tacos.
It was taco time.
and it's suddenly 5 months ago.
We're taking registrations for this year's.
Yeah.
Yeah, hit us up, peltoncast@gmail.com. No surprise. Yeah, which speaks to how long it's been since we've recorded an episode. And I got to take the responsibility for that. We had a great guest lined up who we're hoping to have back in the future. We all convened at the Rainier Taco time.
In person.
Yes,
person.
in real life.
Person.
IRL.
With a guest.
Back
With
in
a guest.
October. And I pulled out my backpack and discovered that I had not placed the recorder in there as I thought I had. So I'm the problem. It's me. But we're not going to leave you that long. Once again, going to work.
Are we done?
No. I'm just.
Okay.
I'm just
I thought
noting
you were
that.
wrapping up the podcast, and I was like, "Wow, we have other topics to get to."
And to be fair, when the people find out who this person is that we met up with, we had a lovely dinner hanging out with this person, talking taco time offline, and can't wait for people to meet this big fan. So.
And using our Taco Time gift cards, which we should thank the good people at Taco Time Northwest for hooking us up with those. Still going
yeah.
strong on mine. I think Tristan's already burned through his.
No, it's not even.
Mine's been gone for so long.
Yeah.
It's been gone for so long that I'm mad at you about still having yours.
I
Yeah.
had $48 as of today. So
I'm kind of shocked, Randy. You had
That's after 2 taco burger combos too.
yeah, I'm just not trying to do anything but order ahead. Like
Yeah, that's
so
the
you're still
thing.
eating at Taco Time. You're just paying for it and not using the gift card.
I'm
mostly.
usually just eating at home. Here's the thing. I will, as a transition out of the tour to Taco Time, our game plan, our toddler is now 20 months old. He's quite smart. He's figuring out the world, right? I will leave at like 6, go get Taco Time, come back at 6:15 for dinner. And when I come in the door, he says taco or taco time. And it's very cute. Last night,
Was that his first word?
yeah, he's not that perfect. So last night, like, swear to God, my husband can vouch for me. I leave to go get a Zell's, this was last night. I come home, I walk through the door, and he says taco. Like, if I leave the house for 10 minutes and come back with a bag of food, he thinks that it's taco time now.
As
sounds
he
about right.
should.
That checks
Yeah.
out.
So that's why I'm not eating in.
My nephew is really into my tattoo, so he's always like taco time, and also my beanie. I let him wear it sometimes. He's like, Uncle Mustache taco time beanie.
That's pretty adorable, but it's also strange that your nephew sounds like Yoda.
I guess he kind of does.
Taco Time beanie you have. All right, let's go through the questions for Colton. Starting off with, what is your go-to order at Taco Time?
Ooh, usually I'll do a soft burrito combo. If I'm feeling a little extra, I'll also throw a crisp burrito in there as like a little dessert item. But yeah, I like to just keep it classic.
That's very talking Taco Time. The crisp burrito on the side.
Yeah,
we
must
heard,
have.
we heard you did chips and salsa today.
Yes,
we actually saw it. We saw photographic evidence.
Oh, you guys.
Very classy.
One of the first times Colden and I ever went out and had Taco Time together, he told me his sneak. And he was like, watch this sneak. Like, you may have pinned a success rate to it of like,
It's like 2/3 of the time.
go ahead and tell the good people. This is almost, I almost was like, should he not even say it on the pod?
I know.
It's so
like,
good.
I hope they don't
I'm
shut this
so
down.
ready. Hold on.
Okay, so I've learned when you order a combo, what do you get as your side every time?
Fries. Yeah.
Yep. Yeah. Because if you don't say anything, they just give you the fries, right?
Yeah, you can there are some other options.
Yes. So I have read the list. I enjoy good chips and salsa, right? And what I have learned is that if you order a combo with chips and salsa instead of fries, about 2/3 of the time they'll actually give you both. Because they just see combo on the thing and assume fries, but then also see chips and salsa and put it in the bag.
And so the first time we had Taco Time in person together, he was like, "Watch this, I'm gonna like do this thing." And I was like, "There's no way." And then it happened.
Wow.
Yeah,
And
it's
this is
really
just like ordering in person, or has this worked using the app? Or
no, I do it at the drive-through most of the time. Yeah, or ordering in person, but I suspect it would work online just as well. I mean, I guess it depends on how the receipts come out for them, I guess, right? Because
Yeah.
like theoretically, it should print out as if I just ordered the combo with chips and salsa instead of the fries.
Mhm.
Yeah.
But which I assume that if you order online, it would do the same thing.
Yeah.
But
Today, because we had the 2 taco burgers, we did one with chips and salsa, one with fries. We assumed that hits different, right? Like,
Yeah.
but that's a sneak that I'm like, God damn, like this man's a genius.
that's when
That
Street
is
started
genius. I'm
respecting me.
impressed. Yeah.
My sneak is hitting the wrong button, and then my crisp chicken taco lights, or crisp chicken tacos light, and also have beef on them somehow. And then I like checked the receipt, and like somehow I added beef to those. Pretty good though.
I say, yeah, how is that? There's the chicken beef that we
The
talked
chicken
about.
beef.
Yeah.
Yeah, chicken beef.
I mean, back in the day when I worked there, you have to get creative when you're eating it, multiple times a day. So I've dabbled in the chicken beef game many times.
Is that like what's the Taco Time version of a McGangbang? 'Cause
Yeah,
that's basically
yeah.
what that is, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you want to throw some pinto beans, rice, beef, and chicken, on like a soft burrito action.
That sounds really good.
All right, back to our questions. Do you have any former Taco Time favorites?
Ooh. I mean, I also enjoyed the chicken Caesar stuff, and so it is missed dearly. But I feel like I haven't been around long enough to see many things kind of go away.
Like the fucking chimichanga I had. Because what's the location, Randy, that they only have it?
Lacey's got chimichangas.
Lacey.
And Olympia.
I already had ordered, and Randy had text like, "Did you get the chimmy?" And I went back to the counter to order it because I was like,
I got a random text. It was like, "I'm in Olympia," and I was like, "You better get the fucking chicken chimney."
And I did. I went back and got it, and it was so good. It's like very similar to the casita action, just no burrito sauce, and a little more crispy.
The bomb.
Sounds good. Colton, did you ever try the sweet potato tater fries?
No, I did not.
Yeah.
That was the thing.
Yeah. Those are number one on my former Taco Time favorites list.
I mean, while we're running through it, my number one is the habanero chicken crisp burrito.
Yes.
Rip to
Big rip.
Did you guys just bring me here to list off all the things that I can't have?
Yeah.
Hey, that might come back someday. And when they started it, they were just like doing a little habanero salsa inside the regular crisp chicken burrito. It didn't really work until they got the like special spicy tortilla and then actually like mixed the salsa
that was special.
with the mix, and then it was like perfect. And I really don't know why they got rid of it. But
Look, one of the things we've learned in the last few years about Taco Time Northwest is nothing is gone forever as
True.
long as you ask for it vociferously enough.
If you start a podcast just for the
yeah,
this talking about these things.
I mean, we got the Caesar back when it felt like that it was never coming back.
Hail Caesar.
So we've already covered, have you been to the other Taco Time?
Yeah.
Which leaves us with, what is your favorite Taco Time location? I guess apparently at one point it was Wallingford.
It was
but
Wallingford.
Sadly ripped to Wallingford.
Yeah, I mean, I like the Shishol location a lot, especially with its proximity to the locks. Like a good go get some food and go sit on the grass and watch boats go by afternoon can be pretty great. I'm trying to think if there's any other ones that are like really meaningful. I mean, the one in Kirkland that we tailgated at was pretty great, mostly just because it was late at night and nobody cared, and we're drinking seltzers out the back of the truck. I don't know. I feel like the location to me is less interesting than the memories that you make at the location. Right?
Wow.
That's true. Yeah.
What if the real Taco Time was the friends we made?
But also the taco burgers we ate along the way.
But also,
That's
yeah,
true.
it can be both.
Okay. Other topics. Tristan, did you have something?
Well, I just wanted to hear Randy's thoughts about. Apparently, I didn't see it. I'm not as up on the Taco Time social media as you all are. There was a party
Mm.
A
to
launch.
unveil, to celebrate, to launch the taco burger. I
And
guess the Talkin' Taco Time invites were lost in the mail.
yeah, I get informed delivery too in my email from the USPS every day. So normally if
Oh,
it's
me too, man.
I check my spam folder, nothing. And maybe it's in that moment I truly was like, the squeaky wheel, we haven't put out a podcast since July, right? Like
Yeah.
like did they think we like hung up the Crisperitos, so to speak? But anyway, I will say so
We
they
would hang up the cactus, right? Because that's our
hang up
logo. The
yeah,
talking
yeah, yeah.
cactus.
Thank you. And
Yeah.
I will say that right, they did their sort of teases and all that, and one of them was like a bun, and it said something like "We've got something in the oven," and I just posted that, try to be a good, supporter on my Instagram story.
Yeah.
And no fewer than 3 people thought this was me cryptically saying that we were having another kid,
I was one of those people.
including Colden.
So good.
So I was like, just like
Whose
Bob
oven, first of all?
Temple's, no,
Great
like-
question. Right?
like it's
Good
but
question.
also it's like the closest you could come to like what is a taco time, like not a gender reveal party, but like a taco time baby
Birth announcement. Yeah.
Anyway, some people put like little hockey skates, like we're adding another like wing to our line or whatever. No, ours is just a bun apparently. So there's that. Yeah, there was a big, big influencer thing, and or someone at my office was like, "Wow, they had this whole influencer event." And I was like, "Here's the thing: I work in marketing communications. I actually thought it was great what they did with the launch.
Yeah.
The 4 of us are like taco time. We are influencing our own circle. The people that they
Yeah.
had there were like
They want to bring in
usual-
some young,
Yeah.
some fresh blood.
Yeah, they were.
But there were 4 more spots on the invite list.
We'd be the old guys with our mustaches in the corner. I
Yeah.
think I actually did see a young kid with a mustache there, though.
That's literally what I said. Modern mustache.
Yeah. Weak.
Yeah.
I believe that conversation was offline.
I know, but still.
You've got a mustache made for
Nevertheless.
TikTok. But no, so it was in looking at like the thing, it's like, oh no, they're trying to like reach out and broaden the thing. So totally get that. And also, again, what's 4 little spots?
I mean, I think but we also had our fun evening magazine. That was like when they were doing the taco burger last time.
That's
That's
put
true.
on by Evening Magazine, not Taco Time. But
Well, they gave us some before
being
we couldn't
honest,
have ordered one at that time.
I saw the Mariners did a preview of, which granted, I'm not surprised. That's the Mariners, whatever. But I am like, the Pelton cast is not doing a good enough job in this one specific category. Where I'm like, I felt like this was what we had down, is being invited to events like this. And I saw
So, like
Kenji-
food
Kenji Lopez
related at the intersection of like food
sports and
sports.
food.
Yeah.
Right?
Yes.
That's it. That's where we land, right there.
That has always been a goal, to get invited to those events.
I see Mina Kimes, though. She's walking around on TikTok doing a mock of the first 10 picks of the draft. ESPN senior writer Kevin Pelton, we'll see, it's been boldly predicted, but has as of yet been doing the walking around talking about trade grades on TikTok. So maybe when that happens, things will be a little bit different.
Yeah, you got to be ticking and talking taco time, Al.
Oh my God. Anyway, we're not butthurt about it at all. We love you, Taco. We love you, Taco Time Northwest. So-
Yeah.
Next time you bring back something and you're having a thing, you know where to find us. We're right here in your feed every 12 to 18 months.
Sometimes with a special guest, maybe,
Yeah.
if we remember the recording equipment.
Is it-
That was my main topic.
Me forgetting the recording equipment.
No. That's hypothetically water under the bridge. Have you asked that person again? I don't know why we're saving it as a secret. I like it.
No, I think we should save it as a secret. I did mention it to this person via DM, but have not gotten a date nailed down.
Did they
just yet.
respond?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
He's like,
They
I haven't
weren't, they
heard
weren't like, you're
anything.
gonna make me show up again.
Yeah.
Well, no, I said we would do
They
it
had-
over Zoom this time.
They were trapped with us at a taco time with no recording equipment and never responded to the DM again.
That was-
I know what these guys are all about.
They just wanted something from me.
It's like a horror story first date.
Yeah.
Person invited me onto their podcast with 4 white guys.
With
That's
no
how it's
recording equipment.
No recording equipment.
Yeah, get out, talking taco time. It is.
Are 4 white guys allowed to sit around and talk if it's not for podcast purposes? What's
Well,
what
that's
would even
why
be
they
the
almost kicked us out.
point? Yeah. Chris, did you have any topics to cover?
Just like trying different stuff on the menu. Like I've been getting the crisp chicken taco light a lot lately instead of, a regular taco. Or I got the nachos the other day, but they usually come with like black beans, pico, and the cheese. I got it without the black beans. I'm not too big a fan of those. And then I try to add corn salsa, but when I got home, it was literally just beef and cheese. No pico, no corn salsa, but I don't think it's a great to-go item. The cheese
No.
kind of sticks to that compostable container, so the parts that weren't sticking to the container, I still enjoyed. Got some jalapenos, which I don't normally get from there, the little cups. Throwing that on there. Probably a much better dine-in. Trying to just switch it up as I wait for the return of the chicken Caesar sauce taco.
Presumably the next LTO, we'll see what sort of schedule they start establishing. But I guess that's going to be the summer item in Taco Burger 2.0 is for spring now.
And then when do they usually do the shrimp, Randy?
I mean, shrimp has been summer before, but has been a summer into fall before. That's my white whale right there. So
Well, we
Yeah.
will continue to monitor the situation and bring you emergency pods as news warrants, plus some regular ones with some guests we've been lining up. So thanks for sticking with us through this long hiatus, and we promise it's not going to be that long again. Thanks so much to Colton for joining us,
Oh,
Yeah, thanks, man.
and thanks to you for listening.